It's ski season. What are you going to do to have a great day on the slopes with your older kiddos? I have an 8-year-old kid. We absolutely love getting up on the slopes, but there are certain things that I need to do to set up for the day in order to make it successful and not even have tears as an 8-year-old. Let's talk about some of those tips and techniques right now. Hey, welcome to Hyper Academy. My name is Ryan Fields-Spack. Thank you for joining me today. It is a ruthless world out there. How do you stand up and how do you step out? You do it by getting your mind right. That's what Hyper Academy is here to explore. And today we're talking ski season. Having the ability as dads to take our kids out on the slopes is one of the best proud dad moments that we can have. I know for me personally, getting my little kiddos actually going on their own, on their skis, is one of the proudest moments that I have ever had. And to be able to go up with my kids and not have too stressful of a time is also extremely important. And that comes in two factors. One, having my mind right for the day so I'm not stressed, I'm not losing my temper, not losing my cool. And there are a number of different tools and techniques in order to not lose your cool that we can talk about. And I've got a link to some of that information below. But today specifically, we're talking logistics, we're talking fun tools, gear, and gadgets. So what I want to talk about is our son, my wife and our oldest son, he's 8 years old, what we have in his gear bag. We each have their own dedicated bag with our dedicated gear in them and the specifics that help to make the day successful, especially when we're getting ready to unpack them and get them out on the slopes quickly and with as few tears as possible. So let's jump into that bag and let me know what you think. Okay, I've done a gear bag review of my little kiddo. She's 2.5. She needs a lot of help, a lot of carrying. But I also have an amazing 8-year-old boy who has been skiing with me for a long time, so he's a lot more self-sufficient. So in order to allow him to have a lot of fun on the slopes, there's a lot of different things that we put in his bag that I definitely want to show you today so you can get a feel for it. If, Dad, you have a kiddo that's about his age and you want to get out on the slopes with him or her. So we have a pretty easy, doesn't really matter what type, duffel bag. This one's just a quick, cheap Eddie Bauer. We've got a lot of different things in here. So when we get to the mountains, we obviously want to get them dressed quickly so they're not getting too cold. So in here we have a number of things that are all set and in order. I have these things with something really special in it, which I'll talk about shortly. But more importantly, we got the gear. Again, if you go skiing more than once, twice, 3 times a year, it might be worth investing in good gear, especially if you live in a cold environment, because they can, of course, always play outside in it. We've been really impressed with this Columbia gear. It's super warm, super durable. As you can see, it's got that kind of warm technology that they use there. And as you can see, super duper bright. Being able to see your kid on the slope at a moment's notice is absolutely huge. So we make sure to get our oldest kiddo the most bright stuff we can. You want to make sure that you include the ski pass in here and keep it locked away if possible. That way we always know where it is, and since this pocket zips up, they can scan through that and you're good to go. So a nice good warm pair of pants that have a nice wide opening with that powder seal so that the boots can fit over that really nice and easily. Second, gloves. Really good warm gloves. These type of gloves are really impressive because they have the hand warmer here on the top and they're really good quality and keep him nice and warm. And most importantly, it's got this little leash on it. So when he takes his gloves off, inevitably, they won't go falling off the lift. They'll stay on for him. So gloves are absolutely huge. Matching coat. Again, this is Columbia. This one's designed for skiing, so you can tell because it has a couple of different good pieces in it that are more specific for skiing. In particular, it's got a good pocket so it can hold all of the different things in there, and it's got a powder skirt. So on those good powder days, you can slap this together, keep that snow from coming up into him. And then you can see, of course, it's got a nice good lining. Just as importantly, the hood is a lot bigger, so it can actually go over the helmet. It'll cinch down and it will be able to keep him even warmer throughout the day. So that's the coat. Definitely one thing to keep in mind and to utilize. Next, most importantly, absolutely, is a helmet. I wouldn't skimp here at all. Your kiddo's helmet is going to really protect them for the inevitable falls, but just as importantly, there's a lot of people that go really fast down the mountain. So if you can keep them protected in case they do get hit by another skier or boarder going down the mountain, that's absolutely huge. So really any good ski helmet that you can get, I'll link this one in the description, would be helpful. And then good goggles. Make sure that they're small enough to fit their face. If it's clogging their nose, that's something that you want to be careful about because they won't want to wear it at that point. A nice easy way to secure from here, and these are super warm. You can get a balaclava. I'll put one of those in the link description below that will go over their head and their face if it's a really cold day, but these are a pretty good way to go. Just make sure that there's no gap between their forehead and their eyebrows when the goggles are down. If this is sliding back, it may be a little bit too small. You want to get a bigger size that fits there. So that's the helmet, that's the bag, and that's all of the things that's in here. Now, most importantly, once you get out onto the ski slope, that is where you are going to want to make sure, if possible, to have them carry their own drinks and their own snacks. So we have a small little camelback like this. It's absolutely perfect. It has all the things we need. It's got a 1.5 liter bladder inside that fits in there. Make sure to get it filled up. It can leak sometimes. I've noticed that it leaks here. I'm trying to figure out why that happens, but this is huge if they can bring their own water with them. Then inside here, obviously, snack pocket. All snacks that they could want definitely go in here. I usually put a carabiner around here in case there's something like maybe just a water bottle if this isn't, or if it is leaking or not using this. You can take this, clip it to the water bottle handle, and then place inside there. And then most importantly, I have a dedicated radio to be able to keep in touch with him while we're on the slopes. This has been absolutely invaluable. What we do is we get, in this case it's a Midland radio. We'll put it on the description as well if you're interested in it. But we wrap it around, up and in, and it sits with him so he has direct access. We're all on the same channel with this Midland radio. I've actually got one of the Motorola talkabouts, but you can set the frequencies to be the same so that no matter what type of radio it is, they're all working. And then of course, string it through so he has easy access to be able to push the push to talk and get a hold of me. I find that this is incredibly helpful, one, when I'm trying to find him because he's going so fast and I'm with the other two kiddos going slower down. And just as importantly, I can call out hazards that are on the mountain, ice, people coming by, directions, things like that. This is one of those things that you really don't think about until you're on the mountain and you've lost your kid that you really want to have. So we have this for both of our kiddos, our 8 and our 5-year-old. Obviously we don't have it for our 2.5 yet because she's still just skiing with me. And then we've got some fun things on here for them to explore. This is a little mini microscope that they can use. So that is what is in my son's gear bag, and that is what we utilize every time we go skiing, and we always have it packed and ready to go. All right, there you have it. So that is Bromley, our 8-year-old's bag with all of the different gear, and you see having him carry his own snacks, his own water, and his own radio is absolutely clutch. I'll make sure to have links to all of the things that we have in the description below, and you're more than welcome to take a look at those. Easy to get, easy to grab, but what would you suggest you have in that bag as well? What am I missing? Definitely put in the comments below. Let me know what you think would be better, and let me know what you think of this by giving me a thumbs up if you enjoy it. There's lots of content about ski season in particular, and other content about how we as dads can be better at our dad jobs on a daily basis. Hope you're doing well. Talk to you soon. Thanks.